Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this 2022 Ford Maverick Lariat. I can honestly say this is going to be my next vehicle because I ordered one a few months ago. It'll probably take me 2 years to get it, but I ordered one and I freaking love this truck. The one that I ordered is a hybrid. This is a non-hybrid four-wheel drive. And in this video, we're gonna go over the entirety of this truck. We're gonna take a look at the inside, the outside. We're gonna look at all the buttons from the driver's seat. Then we're gonna hop behind the wheel and take it for a spin. But before we get started, I wanna say a huge thank you to Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this Maverick. I'll be sure to leave all of Impex Auto Sales contact information in the description box below. As I mentioned in the intro, I'm a big fan of this truck. I really like it. It's super practical. It's actually luxurious. Once we get inside, you'll start to see what I mean by the luxurious aspect of this thing. I love the look of it. I just really appreciate the fact that it's an actual truck. Granted, it's not a full size. I'm not saying this thing is a full size truck. It is a small truck, but it is super easy to get in and out of. It's super easy to drive. You don't have to have a parking space and a half in a regular parking lot, and it's easy for anyone to drive. This one has the FX4 off-road package, which just basically means that it's all-wheel drive, intelligent all-wheel drive system, really super helpful. Also, I love those wheels. Those are an upgrade for the Lariat package. Also notice that it has disc brakes in the rear. It also has disc brakes right up front, and those front disc brakes are ventilated so that air passes in the middle of the rotor for more spirited driving in order to keep the brakes cool. You can see the Lariat badge right here on the side. Nice and pretty. I love the color as well, and the fact that the door handles and the side mirrors are color coded to match the body. That gives it a more distinctive look. Since the bed is open, we might as well go ahead and take a look back here. You can see here on the side that you have rails with these big cleats there in the middle, and that makes it so that you can haul items. You can just take this cleat and move it, slide it up and down, and in case you have something that's just a weird size. You've got a little bit of a storage here. Not much, but at least it's something. Then you also have other tie-down cleats right here. Now, turning our attention to the left corner here, you have an LED light strip there, plus a fantastic power outlet. That's just like an outlet in your house. And you also have another one of those inside the truck. I'll show you that, but that makes it nice and easy to plug things in. Perfect for tailgating. Notice your blue oval there, and below that you have a camera. And then you have a whole host of things that are going on down here at the rear bumper. There's your tow hitch, and then right here are your ports for lights, both right there. You also have the park assist. That's your sonar sensors that are in the bumper that beep if you get too close to something. Now we're coming around to the front. I love it. Again, as you can expect, I really like the way the front of this thing looks. I really would like to see fog lights down here, but there are not fog lights down there. In a truck that is at this level, the Lariat level, to me, there should be fog lights on it. Instead, there are tow hooks where the fog lights should be, and then there's this little panel right there that's just a panel. I like the way the LED light setup configuration is. Again, it kind of is big and bold. And then you have your Ford safety system. This is going to be your radar cruise control and all that. That's built right up into the front of the Maverick. And one of the features that I am super pumped to show you is that this thing has all-speed dynamic radar cruise control. I don't think Ford calls it that, but that's basically what it is. It functions as such. In other words, you can actually be using the radar cruise control, not having your foot on the brake or the gas, letting the Maverick do the job with the cruise control because it can sense a vehicle in front of you. And if a stoplight turns red and that vehicle in front of you stops, the Ford Maverick is going to sense that, and it's actually going to bring you to a complete stop. When the light turns red and the Maverick senses that the vehicle in front of you is moving, all you have to do is hit resume on the steering wheel, and boom, it will resume cruise control again, at which point you have never touched the brake. It's a feature that you have to get used to. Do not use it unless you've practiced it and you're comfortable with it, but it does work. But that's it for the exterior walk around. Now let's take a look at the functions of the key fob. The key fob for the Maverick is just like every other Ford key fob, and this is actually optional equipment. On the ones that are below this model, below the Lariat, you actually have a physical key and not the key fob. On the top is unlock, below that is lock. Right here in the middle kind of is the 2-press remote start, and then right here below that is going to be your panic alarm. There is a physical key inside the key fob. There's a tab here, and you're going to press that in and pull it out. This is the physical key. This will never be used to start the Maverick. This is only used in the event that the battery in the key fob dies, at which point you will pop it open with the key fob there, replace the key battery, and you'll be good to go. All you need to do, if the vehicle is locked, this is on your person, all you do is approach it and open it right up. It unlocked that quickly for me. And then once you're finished using it, there are little dimples right here by the keyhole, right on top. You touch those, and now it's locked. And then if you want to access the tailgate, the doors are locked right now, therefore, the tailgate is locked. I love that feature in case you have a cab on the back. All you need to do is press unlock once, boom, it unlocks the tailgate, and you're good to go. The back seat room in this thing is really not comfortable for adults. It's going to be okay for short trips. It's going to be fine for kids. It does function as a 4-door cab for 5 passengers, but very, very limited. The thing that I do like about it, and it's weird, is the headroom. It's got a tremendous amount of headroom back here. It does that without making the outside look too tall or weird. It's very well executed in that aspect. One of my most favorite things about the Maverick is the quirkiness of the interior. Take a look at all of the different colors and all of the different textures that are going on in this thing. You've got all these different textures and contrasting colors and these diamond pattern inside the door panel. This is definitely trying to get younger people into trucks and into the Ford brand. I love also the fact that there is a place for a massive water bottle right here. You have those on all 4 doors as well. We're looking at the rear door right now. But as far as that center console in the back seat is concerned, this is another one of those places where you've got a full power outlet. You also have chargers here for all of your devices. A little bit of a coin tray right there. I think that's what that is. You have your center armrest with 2 cup holders. And yes, you technically do have 3 seat belts. Not going to be comfortable back here for adults though. Right here on the driver's side, you have all kinds of controls. And of course, these are going to be your standard window controls, mirror controls, locking the window, all that stuff. And then of course, here are your lock and unlock for the doors. Again, that big, huge placement of a water bottle right there. I love that. This is kind of cool too. This goes way back here. Look how cavernous that is. So this is not just a cutoff. This is open space, so you can hide all kinds of secret little doodads all right there. And the door handle is kind of weird when you're getting into it, because I'm used to like pulling it closed from here, but you have to make room for a water bottle, so therefore you have this shortened kind of handle there. This one has the Bang & Olufsen stereo, and that thing do be banging and Olufsen. On the left side right here in front of your left knee when you're sitting in the driver's seat are your light controls. Right here is the bed light. And then turning this dial is going to run you all through this series of lights right there. And it's like, hello, because I actually cut the lights on. We're going to do that. Hopefully, yep. And I believe it does have automatic high beams. And so whenever you're driving at night, it can put on the high beams whenever no one's around so as to not blind people. This is going to be for your gauge brightness, and then this is for trailering, of course. You do have a manually adjustable steering wheel, but whenever you push this down, you can move it up, down, in and out, makes it nice and simple. You do have power seats with lumbar right there, and I have to say I'm super impressed by the way that seat feels. It feels like a nice mattress. It's nice and squishy, but it's firm at the same time. It will be very, very comfortable in these seats for a long trip, and the heated seats are absolutely phenomenal. They get super hot, and they're 3 levels, so you can accommodate it for whatever level of bun warmth you wish. The other thing I love about the Lariat is the fact that this thing has a heated steering wheel, and it's 360 degrees heat, and it gets super hot. Really, really nice. I love a heated steering wheel. The contrast stitching on these seats is really, really nice. I love the fact that if it's the orange seating surface right here, it's blue. If it's blue surface, then it's that orange stitching. All right, let's take a look at the startup sequence. Again, as long as you have the key fob on your person, the start button is down here. It's kind of weird to get used to, but it's just one of those things. So you put your foot on the brake, and there's our intro screen. I like how simple this interior is. It's really, really easy to operate. I thought this was going to be weird at first, but it is not at all. Twisting that dial in order to select your gears, it works really, really well. So all you do is literally just turn this dial, and or you can push the button to go into low mode, but that's it. There's your parking brake. Then you have all kinds of different little buttons right here. This is the brake feature. So this is what most manufacturers call brake hold. And if this is on at a stoplight, the Maverick will hold the brake for you. Makes it really, really easy to be at a stoplight. I use that all the time. And I like the fact that it stays on all the time. You don't have to activate it or turn it on every single time you want to use that feature. This is downhill assist control, so if you're in a nasty situation, four-wheel drive situation, then it's basically going to steer or going to modulate the brake and the gas. All you do is steer. This is the deactivating the automatic engine shutoff. This is for your different drive modes, and then this is traction control off. One of the things that I just realized about this vehicle, and this from the factory is going to be, what, about $33, $34, $35, maybe $1,000. So it's an inexpensive truck for what you get. And I just realized something that this has that a $90,000 Lightning electric truck does not have. And the reason I know that is because I reviewed a Lightning yesterday. I'm doing the Maverick today, and I just rolled down the rear windows. And the rear windows are one-touch automatic. In the Lightning, 90 grand, you got to hold those things down the entire time. And that is a lot of fatigue on your fingers. So, plus the stereo in this thing, like I mentioned before, it's a really good stereo, and the only reason I'm bringing it up again is because it's a better stereo in this thing than it was in the 90 grand Lightning. I don't know. I guess Ford loves the Maverick people. Loves the Lightning people too, don't get me wrong. But Ford likes Maverick people better. Right here in the center instrument panel is going to be all climate controls. It's way, way easy. Here's the power button. You notice there are no lights on right here. All you do is hit that button in order to activate it, and then right here, internal digital readout on the dial. So all you do is turn that. Also, whenever you turn that, it pops up on the screen there too, to make it nice and simple to see, so you don't have to look down here, because when you reach down here, your hand might cover up that dial and you don't know what temperature you're on. So it does it on the big old screen right there. So you do have dual zone automatic climate control, and you can just hit that in order to activate dual zone, or the passenger can just do whatever they want to do, and it says passenger right there. See that? Passenger temp. Isn't that nice? But to deactivate dual zone and to make it one temperature in the cabin, all you do is hit dual again. Right here is your heated mirrors, max defrost, regular defrost. This is going to be your different levels or your different areas of mode where the fan is going to be directed, recirculate, AC, max AC, and automatic. And so you can just hit auto, and it's automatically going to adjust the temperature of the vehicle right there. We're going to cut that off for right now. Down here is your heated seat control for the driver's side, for the passenger side, and as I mentioned, those things get nice and hot. Manual fan speed adjustment, and then that is your heated steering wheel button. Down here you do have a Qi wireless charger. That is absolutely brilliant and should be standard in all cars. A little bit of storage right here, super nice. And I think this one down here makes it so that you can just slip your cell phone right there, nice and easy. Very cool. There's your Qi wireless charger right there. There are your 2 cup holders and a little bit of storage right back here, and then right here in the center console armrest you have deep well storage. Now taking a look here at the steering wheel and also your multi-information display. On the left side of the steering wheel is going to be your radar cruise control, lane keeping assist or steering assist. I think Ford is going to call that lane centering assist. And in order to use that, you have to have the adaptive cruise control on for whatever reason. And then right here is going to be the way you're going to set whether you're speeding up or slowing down, and then resuming your cruise control. This is how you actually activate your radar cruise control. You can see a little icon there in the bottom left of the screen right there. There it is. And then this is going to cancel everything out right there. On the bottom left of this is going to be audio controls. So this is volume down, volume up, mute. And then on the far right here is going to be voice commands, track, skip, and Bluetooth controls as well. On the top right of this cluster is going to be your back arrow. That's for use in the multi-information display, and then up and down and OK in order to select something inside of the multi-information display. And then you have menu right here, and that changes the whole look of the multi-information display to allow you to select things within the MID. We're going to press menu right there, and now you can see exactly what I mean. I'm going to be adjusting the camera, but just know that from this point forward, I'm going to be using these buttons here in order to make selections in the multi-information display. So now you can see in the middle of the multi-information display where it says menu and select screens. So now I'm going to be pressing down on the OK tab. Now I'm going to actually be pressing the OK tab in, because that's how you select that screen. You have seat belts, auto start stop, and now playing. So this is what you can actually display in that middle screen. Hitting the back arrow, I can press audio, I can press OK, and now this allows me to choose which audio setting I want. AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth streaming from my phone, How To Car Guy, or Pandora, all right there. Hitting the back arrow again, I can press phone, and this allows me to see all calls, incoming, outgoing, missed, and so that allows me to see Bluetooth right there in the multi-information display. Pressing settings, going OK, trailer sway control, and then driver assistance. This is going to be the things that I really want you to take a look at when you first get one of these, because these are the features that are going to keep you safe, and it's really, really worth your while to get to know these so you can use them, so you can take full advantage of the full capabilities of the Maverick, because they are fantastic. Lane keeping system, mode alert, intensity high. I can press mode, I can go aid and alert plus aid right there. I'm going to keep it in alert because that's how I like it, and I also like the intensity as far as high is concerned as well, so I'm going to maintain that there. Pre-collision assist. This is nice because if you're driving and the truck senses that you are within range of possibly getting into an accident, this whole display right here turns bright red and you cannot miss it. You'll also hear a tone as well, and so it's like hey, wake up, because you could be about ready to get into a wreck. And then within pre-collision assist, distance indication, active braking, evasive steering, all incredible features. These are features that you actually do not want to test, because that means you're about to get into a wreck. Just know they're there, and yes, they do work. Rear park aid on, that's the sonar sensors in the bumpers that beep if you get too close to something. It's absolutely awesome what you can do inside of this one little multi-information display. I love this because usually these are reserved for the big navigation screen and you have to press the buttons and all this stuff. I like how you can access all of this right from your steering wheel. Auto high beam is on, a great feature. I recommend turning on your high beams all the time, using this feature all the time, because it allows you to use the full capability of your high beams without blinding people. It's fantastic. Auto lamp delay, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And that's, I believe that is whenever you turn the vehicle off. It's going to keep the headlights on for that long so that you can get in your house and you can have a more safe experience getting into wherever you need to go because the lights are on. Daytime running lights, all great stuff, leave those on. Locks, intelligent access, that's the smart key. I do not want to deactivate that. So yeah, oil life, and then remote start. And what happens when we use the remote start? We want the climate control to automatically cut on to the last preset. We want the seats and wheel to cut on, yes, automatically. We like that. Duration, yep, 15 minutes. That's nice. System, all good. Remote start. Then wipers are right here. Courtesy wipe, yeah, we want a courtesy wipe. That's really nice stuff. And so then we can go my key info, and create my key. I recommend going to create my key whenever you first get one of these so that you can configure how the key operates and you can pair it to yourself. That's all really good stuff. So that is all settings, and then your display setup is right there. So that is going to be all of the information contained in the multi-information display as you will use it right here on your steering wheel. Taking a look here at your center display, this thing is really, really nice, and it's also super easy to use, and it's also very touch sensitive without being overly sensitive. It just does the trick. It does what it's supposed to do, and it does it really, really well. Wireless charger is active. Thank you, Ford. Charging my phone. I'm going to hit the home icon here, and this is actually pretty cool because you can customize this. And so right here you can see that the whatever is playing on from Pandora from my phone is going to be listed right there, and that's audio. There's a compass right there, and then this is the status of my phone all right here. So I can go to recent call list, contacts, me, change phone, don't disturb, keypad text messages, and Siri. I love the do not disturb thing that you can do right there to where you don't have to actually pick up your phone in order to activate do not disturb. That's a great way of doing that, Ford. Pressing the home button again, but then I want to go to audio. And then audio is right there. I can go here to go to sources to see what sources I have available, or I can just go back to audio, and then I can skip here, I can pause, I can shuffle, and then I can go here to phone, and these are the things on my phone. I've really not messed with Siri very much, but that's really, really cool that you can use the Siri through the speakers in the vehicle. It basically makes it to where your phone is just right here, even while it's being charged down there by the stop button in the center console. Then I can go settings, and then I can go sound, and these are my settings. Then I have Bluetooth here, add a new Bluetooth devices, view devices, activate or deactivate Bluetooth there on the top. Media player. Oh, cover art priority. I love that. So it can display the cover art of whatever song and album is playing. Grace Note Management is the software by which it allows the cover art to be displayed. Mobile apps, enable mobile apps, all apps, yes. And then I can swipe again and have a whole nother page. Ford Pass Connect. This is going to be for your hotspot. Apple CarPlay device. So this is going to be where you can do Apple CarPlay. I love how all of this works. As you can see, it is so easy to use. If you can work an iPhone, even if you can work an Android, you can work this system, no problem at all. I also love that you do have physical volume, physical tune, skip ahead, skip back, and then this is going to be simple mode. So that just makes it so that it shows the clock and the date. And then right here is going to be bringing up your settings for your sound. How cool is that? Sound settings, simple mode. And then flashers are right there. Okay, so that's enough talk about all the inside, outside features of this amazing machine. Let's take it for a ride. The little dial in order to change gears is really growing on me because you can just do it instantly. Super, super quick. Another nice thing that I really love about the Maverick so far, as I mentioned in the review, is that brake hold feature and the fact that you don't have to activate it or initiate it every single time you get in the truck. You can just get in and it's already on from it being on the last time. It makes it really, really nice. I'm doing 44 miles per hour right now and it is totally whisper quiet. I don't know if the windshield is double paned in order to reduce wind noise, but I can tell that there is some significant sound body dampening materials, sound dampening materials in the body. All right, I'm gonna mash on it here, all the way down. That was 70. So it's not the fastest thing in the world. It is a 4-cylinder little engine. It's got turbo. There is a little bit of turbo lag, but that's to be expected. It has to wind up. It's responsive. It's great. You know, the thing about turbo lag nowadays is it's not that big of a deal because everything's turbo. So everything's going to lag. If everything is kind of turbocharged nowadays, it's just another one of those things that you just don't even notice because everything does it. I really like the way this little engine winds up. Here's the other thing about it too. It's not as loud and it's not as tinny sounding as I expected it would be. Ford has been putting turbos on their engines just forever because they've had a full-size F-150 with a turbocharged V6 just for 100 years. So Ford has had a lot of time to get it right, and they've done it. They've gotten it right, and it works really, really well. Getting out onto the interstate here, as I mentioned, the radar cruise control works brilliantly. So when you combine the fact that it not only has all these features, but that the features work really well. And you would think that radar cruise control is radar cruise control no matter who the manufacturer is. That is not the case. I worked for Lexus for a number of years and Toyota, and Toyota's radar cruise control, they have improved it, but when it first started out, it was rough and it did not work well. It was way too grabby and it just didn't really let you drive the car. This does really, really well. It lets you drive the vehicle, but it kind of does the driving for you. It's a great blend of safety and still allowing you to kind of be in control as well. But here's one of the things about Ford's radar cruise control. The settings over here on the steering wheel, or the buttons on the steering wheel, are not exactly clear on how they are supposed to be pushed in what order in order to activate radar cruise control. So you kind of fumble with it a little bit until you get used to it. As I mentioned before, this has all-speed dynamic radar cruise control. I don't know if Ford calls it that, but that's what it is. The radar cruise control works at all speeds, even down to 0. So it will bring you to a complete stop. If somebody in front of you stops at a stoplight, it's great. And then in order to activate the feature again, to go again once the light turns green, you just press the resume button, boom, flawless. Right now I'm doing 70 miles an hour even, using the radar cruise control, using my lane keeping assist system. I can actually feel the system nudging me in my lane, keeping me in my lane. I just crossed the line a little bit on purpose so that I could feel the steering wheel vibrate there. And it's all just working really, really well. The seats, as I mentioned before, are excellent. I love the way the seats feel. Another thing that I really, really like about the way Ford does, and this seems to be a Ford thing across all of their products, is the windshields are huge. And I love that because I'm sitting in this thing now. By the way, the headroom in this Joker is unbelievable. It's the same way in the back seat that I mentioned before. But I mean, it feels like I have almost a foot here of headroom in this thing. It's just fantastic. It makes a 6-foot person sitting in a small truck feel like it's a big truck inside. No idea how they did that, but they have executed that incredibly well. But that windshield, like I said before, is just absolutely brilliant. The ride in this thing is crazy good. It is not what you would expect from a vehicle that is this small, especially with a little 4-cylinder turbo engine. But it's powerful. It's got all the guts that you would need from it. It has a little bit of turbo lag, but that's not that big of a deal, because when it punches and it punches back nice. The steering feel is nice and tight. It's responsive, but it doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort to steer it either. It's a great combination. Another thing that I've been pleasantly surprised at how easily it is to get used to is the dial to change gears, the gear shifter. It's not the column shifter, it's not a shifter down here, it's just a dial, as I showed you in the review of the interior features, and you can turn that dial as fast or as slowly as you want to. It will respond that fast, and you just go. It's actually easier than pressing a button, shifting it forward, shifting it backward. It's just turning it. It's really, really nice and easy to use. Overall, the ride quality is primavera. It's wonderful. I would say the Ford Maverick is a perfect vehicle for anybody that wants an all-purpose vehicle that is easy to use, that is going to be inexpensive to service, that is going to be inexpensive to maintain, that's going to be comfortable, easy to get in and out of and to access. You have 4-wheel drive capability. You have a ton of safety features and luxury features in this thing. Heated steering wheel, heated seats, all that stuff. Radar cruise control and all those things that work brilliantly. Class act. I can't say enough. And that is why I have ordered one. I cannot wait to get mine, but I'm probably gonna have to wait 2 years, but that's okay. It is what it is. Overall, I would say you gotta get one of these because it's just a great vehicle. And now I am back at Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina, to turn this one in and to get another vehicle to review for you. But remember, the most important thing of all, have a wonderful day, everybody.